operation results are really remarkable. I'm very so happy with that results. I did actually started thinking about my hair probably like nearly 4-5 years now, and it was in 2015 I was supposed to take over the procedures for the FUE, and I did do a lot of research, and I find Clinicana was one of the standout in that list of the FUE success. And I was supposed to do it in 2016, but due to my personal family grief, I couldn't make it. So I did contacted our medical team at the time, and I did apprise on that one. Secondly, I did actually ask a lot of questions in terms of what are the procedures and I need to aware about, how the results, and having a view on my hair density, how the success will be coming out, what are the things I need to really take care. And I have been given a lot of in-depth answers from the medical team, which was really very useful for me to make my decision more clear in terms of whether I will be going forward. On that basis, I did appear for my procedure in first week of January in 2019, which is nearly now 11 months completed. And you can see me, how I am really feeling more charmed. I did had around 3,800 grafts. I was actually having for my crown as well as for my forehead, because my forehead was a major thing which I felt like was not giving me the impression which I used to hold it for my long 45 plus years. So that really made me to go for the FUE. And when I discussed, the doctors or the medical team has given me a clear view. Since my forehead was having more areas to be grafted, the crown also having something coming out, but with the amount of graft they are going to make it, they did mention that we can cover it a certain level, not the full overhead because the forehead, because it needs to be a step-by-step process. So which I did agree with them, so that I started with this level of my forehead to be covered. So based on the consultation, the forehead grafting was like 70% for my the grafting which has been taken, and 30% for my crown. And I've been advised to go for the second sitting, which I did consider it, but not immediately. I want to do it probably after a year, which I see that results are really coming up very well. So I want to wait for it to complete, then I go for my second one. But I feel completely perfect now in the way I was expecting on the results, which I really thank Clinicana on that one. So I came into Istanbul in January 2nd night, and once I was in the airport, and we had the drivers waiting for me, and they had my journey back into the hospital to have a quick checkup on my the pre-operation procedures. Then they get me into the hotel, and the next day morning they came up and picked me and get into the procedures to start around probably like 9 hours. It was all seamless. It was all like a proper systematic procedure, so you don't find any kind of a pressure or something. You just go on the way what it has to be. And you might be wondering, oh, it's only 2 days, how I am going to make it? But definitely it's worth to see that kind of support you get from the Clinicana team. So that made you much more comfortable as well. So after my procedure of 9 hours, I did actually had an overnight stay and sleep, which was people are telling in their experiences in the internet when I did the research. But I find for me it was quite convenient for me, and I didn't even gone for my the painkillers. I was quite felt it was all okay for me. And once the next day morning I went over in, they did the cleaning, and they gave me all the instructions and the way I need to take care for the next few months, how I am going to carry forward on my the results which I am going to see. So they gave all the antibiotics, which was along with the shampoos and some of the supplements which I need to take care. So based on that, I started looking into my changes, which started coming up from 3rd month. The first initial 3 months you might be seeing kind of a slight things coming up and all, but the proper the procedure based output you can start from 3rd month. And I see the completion of the first phase of your growth is in 6 months. I can definitely see after 6 months you need to start looking in. Till the 6 months you should have the patient and make sure that you are following up all the instructions and procedures. For the initial 2 to 3 months, I was very keen to make sure that I'm doing my scalping properly and massaging it regularly. I did also took the protein supplement as instructed by the procedure from the medical team, and as well as I also had no problems in having my shower of my hair without, overhead showers regularly 2 to 3 days in a consistent manner, and I find everything comfortable. And I also do my regular gym work, which is also perfect for me. I have no issues, and I find it comfortable for me. Yes, I'm so happy with the results what I'm seeing here, and I would really wholeheartedly want to recommend Clinicana to all the aspiring hair transplant and FE-based patients. I'm very happy to recommend and very clear to say that you please make a visit into Istanbul for the Clinicana for any FE treatment you're looking forward.